This program is brought to you by the Region 9 Economic Development District, serving Southwest Colorado for 30 years.
You're watching Durango TV News. I'm Deborah Uroda, sitting in for Wendy Graham-Settle. Rude personal attacks, name-calling, intentional distortions, and public bullying have become the norm nationally and even here in La Plata County. And one group of residents wants to do something about it. The group has started a series of what they're calling civil dialogue community meetings. They want to encourage residents with diverse political views to listen to each other and engage in more productive conversations about the issues we face as a community. Founders Ellen Stein, Greg Felsen, Gary Skiba, and the late Bliss Bruin were inspired to start the conversations following last year's angry and contentious meetings over the La Plata County Land Use Plan. At one public hearing in January 2018, hundreds of mostly rural residents crowded into the La Plata County Fairgrounds to attack a proposed land use code.
As we know here in the county with the land use planning code that brought out a lot of divisiveness and a lot of maybe confrontation. I think that originally started people saying, hey, wait, we are not civilly talking to people locally within ourselves on some complex issues. And we need to get back to civility and being able to listen to each other and talk with each other if we are going to solve some of these really complex issues for the future of not only our area, but the country as well.
2 meetings have been held so far with a focus on training and practice in compassionate or nonviolent communication. The meetings are structured so that participants learn to listen productively and recognize the validity of another's viewpoint.
Instead of really coming back with your argument on this side or that side, really looking to listen to people of what their viewpoint is and not looking to change their mind on the topic, but understand someone's point of view and be good with that, but also be strong with your own convictions of your point of view.
Felsen and Stein hope the conversations will encourage residents to find common ground in their needs and goals. Once they do that, then the conversation about how to meet those needs and goals can begin. Stein pointed to a conversation she recently had with a resident over gun control.
If somebody came onto Charlie's ranch, threatened his family, he has some guns in his home that he would be using. If I were in a situation in my home where I felt threatened, I would be picking up the phone to call the police. Right. So they're different strategies, and they don't, they're right for one another. And so what can you agree upon? We can both agree upon we want to be safe in our homes and our communities. So let's start the conversation there, and the strategies come second after you've built some relationships and trust.
Felsen said residents need to identify their common needs and goals before productive dialogue can begin over strategies to handle population growth in the area.
Most people who live here want to live in an area where they thrive. And it doesn't matter if you're a rancher way out in Allison or you're a citizen here in the city of Durango. However, we definitely noticed that there has been a lot of changes to our area, and the reality is that's going to continue to happen. However, we need to be civil in the way that we honor everyone's needs in that way, working towards that common goal of living and thriving in a beautiful area.
The group's founders say they have no illusions that the effort will end divisive rhetoric and personal attacks. However, they believe they need to start somewhere.
It's the people that we want to participate are those that believe that somebody else's point of view has value. And if you at your core don't want to hear somebody else or don't believe somebody else has value, or you're throwing blame and you're not listening, this is not the group for you.
If you'd like to know more, visit the group's Facebook page at La Plata Civil Dialogue or sign up to receive their emails at laplatacivilddialogue@gmail.com. I'm Deborah Uroda for Durango TV News.